Hello guys, this is Shiraz amazing videos. Review of the Skoda Kamiq, one more deserving crossover. Roomy and comfortable, but it won't make you cry. Very good stuff, sensible little SUV that drives smoothly. Wrong stuff, the majority of its competitors have more striking looks. Following a mid-life makeover, this is Skoda's smallest SUV hatchback crossover vehicle to date. The Kamiq completes Skoda's triplet of SUVs and is more stylish and affordable than the Kamiq and Kodiaq. For those who still rely on internal combustion for their propulsion, that is. The Kamiq is Skoda's answer to VW Group cousins like the Seat Arona and Volkswagen T-Cross, and it basically belongs to the Nissan Juke class. It's also the second biggest seller for the Czech company. Apart from its myriad rivals, what sets it? The Kamiq adheres to the standard Skoda formula, putting practical design elements and spaciousness ahead of a car that arouses strong desire. Although a 20-odd grand SUV will never be the epicenter of intense desire, the Kamiq's gimmick is just easy to live with, whereas a Juke offers bold styling, a Ford Puma some handling prowess, and a Lexus LBX a hint of business class. In essence, it's a tiny Kamiq, which is a tiny Kodiaq in turn. Skoda's offerings are now far more traditional than when it first entered the crossover market with the adorable Yeti, which combined quirky design with people carrier-like functionality. Actually, the Kamiq may be the least dangerous and edgy vehicle in the current Skoda lineup. That is, unless the two-spoke steering wheel that comes standard on some models causes you some minor discomfort. Are you getting an ice scraper still? A hidden slot to store wet umbrellas in the door, an ice scraper beneath the fuel filler cap, and a clip to secure parking tickets to the windshield. Over the years, Skoda has generated some minor publicity for its incredibly useful Easter eggs. A ventilated wireless charging pad to prevent overheating of your phone while the battery recharges, and a socket to fasten phones and tablets to the front seats for backseat passengers, even on the sports chairs of Monte Carlo models, are among its greatest hits, along with a few new additions. Those still surpass a fairly straightforward range. The previous entry-level S trim is no longer available. Instead, the Kamiq SE, which is gorgeous with 17-inch alloy wheels, digital instruments, an 8-inch touchscreen, and full LED lighting, starts at £24,000, or slightly more than £200 per month. An SEL with 18-inch wheels, more sophisticated interior trim, and bigger screens costs about £2,000 more. Starting at £29,000, roughly £260 per month. The Monte Carlo features sportier seats, new diamond-cut 18-inch rims, gloss black trim, and tech features like matrix LED lights and a reversing camera. Now what? Not by much. With a modification of the illumination pattern that is just as effective as completely new light clusters used to demonstrate the wonderful world of LED lights seems to make facelifting an automobile even easier. It appears that these daytime running lights are slimmer for a more aggressive appearance, and the Kamiq has undergone some grille and bumper adjustments to resemble a chunkier SUV than it did previously. Though we have no concerns, it still leans more toward the slightly high-riding hatchback end of the spectrum. It's a decent enough product, and if the styling here doesn't appeal to you, there are plenty of other weenie crossovers available. In terms of engine, the Kamiq is basic. Currently, there are no hybrid vehicles and no diesel vehicles. There isn't a fancy 4x4 on the options list, and the only power source available is gasoline. It is exclusively front-driven. The 1.0-liter 3-cylinder turbo has two different power levels, 94 and 114 horsepower. The former is only available with a 5-speed manual transmission, while the latter can be mated to a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed DSG auto. Just as powerful as the top-of-the-line 1.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with 148 horsepower. That is undoubtedly sufficient power for a 1.2-ton car and powerful enough to reach 60 miles per hour in 8.3 seconds. Faster by nearly a second than the Suzuki Swift Sport of today. Which verdict is it? What's really shocking is that it drives so well and provides a surprising amount of storage and legroom. Here, two conclusions are possible. First, we find it disappointing that the Kamiq feels and looks so traditional, especially considering that Skoda could have capitalized on the Yeti's success to create a cult product akin to the Juke. In the second, we reluctantly acknowledge that the Kamiq knows its market, can fill a tiny gap in Skoda's lineup in a crucial class, and knows exactly what to do in each area to check the boxes and get bums on seats. However, given that it drives so well and provides an exceptional amount of legroom and storage options, there's nothing to be really horrified about. Many competitors compromise the comfort of their rear seat passengers in the name of achieving coupe rooflines. The Kamiq's greatest strength, shared by all Skodas, may be that its basic appeal as a practical, laid-back box with unassuming features will endure long after the stylistic tricks of its competitors have unceremoniously aged or fallen off.